Hello everyone, welcome to another Versus video. I am BBD, joined again by...
CVM.
Indeed, Beard unfortunately still lives after another top 8 last weekend, but
yeah,
soon enough I'm sure we will get that thing shaved off. But as for today, we're going to be battling some of the modern format, as we alluded to last week. Personally, I kind of wanted to battle with Pod, but the comment section was littered with haters and lovers. And it was a little too polarized for my taste, so I decided to go with something different. I'm playing blue-white-red Kiki Control, aka the deck that Sean McLaren took to a top 4 finish in Grand Prix Minneapolis, and I am playing his updated list.
That's the deck you lost to in the top 8, right?
Is the deck I did lose to in the top 8 of that tournament, yes.
Didn't matter, all you needed was the top 8.
Correct. Still got there, yeah.
And I'm playing Tom Ross's baby in all formats. He wants to play blue-green Infect.
Yep.
So he wrote about it, I believe it was last week. Could be this week, I don't even know.
It was last week, yeah.
Last week. And he recently won a Modern IQ down in the old Baton Rouge, Louisiana with the deck. So we're going to go ahead and give it a spin, see if we can deal 10 points of damage.
Well, chances are you can, because my lifetime win rate against Tom Ross piling an Infect deck is negative 0%. So, have never beaten him when he's playing Infect, and hopefully I'll get a little bit like of proxy revenge. I'm not actually playing against Tom Ross, but if I can beat his deck, I'll feel like some sort of an accomplishment was made.
Fair.
But to start things off, we're going to jump into the Poison Counter versus Chris VanMeter game to see who goes first. All right, we are here and ready to battle with the Poison Counter game to see which one of us fine gentlemen get to go first. Hint, me.
Probably.
Probably, yeah, probably. All right, so I know which one's which. I'm gonna go with this. Yep, got him.
Every time.
Every time. We can just leave this Poison Counter on the battlefield, since that may be relevant in this matchup. I'll play first though.
Yep.
Oh no, I'll mulligan. Only one land, not gonna get the job done.
All right. Well, this is actually a good hand, so I'm going to keep in mind.
All right, best six ever. One more, come on, deck. All right, this is a respectable 6. I wouldn't say best ever, but it is respectable. So, go.
The old mountain pass.
Mountain go.
All right. Well, we're gonna fetch to 17. Don't shadow of doubt me.
Wish I could.
Bet you do.
I have 2 parts of the combo. I have Manamorphose Spirit Guide in my hand. Just lack the actual shadow of doubt.
And we'll play a Noble Hierarch and pass.
Noble Hierarch. I'm gonna bolt that. That might be wrong. I should maybe save my bolts for his actual guys, but I do kind of want to slow him down some. So, go ahead.
The old Blighted Agent.
He's in there.
Go ahead.
I think it's wise to just get these things out of the way as quickly as possible. So, snap. Let's see. I'll fetch first. Let's do that. And I'll fetch up a Hallowed Fountain. Ugh. 17. And I will snap bolt that guy.
And he's dead.
He is dead. You're up.
You have 3 cards?
Yes.
Okay. So, to decide if I want to use this now or not, because it's going to decide on if we want to start playing more creatures or to start attacking with our Inkmoth Nexus. So I think I'm going to cash it in now. I'm going to probe you. So we have Path, Resto, Tech Edge.
Yep.
Okay. Those are all very good cards against me.
They are pretty good.
Jeez.
So this Tech Edge is something I was planning on just trying to sandbag to get him to commit to 4 lands, but now that he knows about it, he might have to play 4 lands anyway, depending on what he's got going on. But
okay,
those Viridian Corruptors don't cast themselves.
All right, so that was actually a very good draw for our plan here. So we're going to animate this guy. We'll might Old Crosa him.
Okay.
And we will attack for 5 poison. And then I'll pass.
Boom. Gen of 13. And I'll say go.
Okay. So he played his Tech Edge, so he still has a Path and a Resto. So here I kind of just want to alright, what's the best route here? So I think that I'm going to animate here.
Okay.
And we'll go to combat.
Okay.
I'll attack.
I'll flash in a Restoration Angel.
Yeah, I just realized this card is a sorcery. That is unfortunate.
I will block.
So, and you have 2 cards?
Yep.
Oh, we know that he has a Path. Yeah, that's fine. Your turn.
Draw. That was a pretty good draw. I'll send just the Snapcaster Mage in. I want to leave the Resto
11.
back to be able to block his Inkmoth Nexus. I'm just going to main phase Path Exile his Blighted Agent. And say go. And he doesn't even get to search if he wants to keep his Nexus. So
Correct, I am not searching.
now we have
2 cards?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so I'm going to animate here.
Sure.
I'll Distortion Strike.
Alright, this works. So when this triggers next turn, you can respond by activating Nexus prior to the resolution of this trigger, right? You don't have to. Do you have to declare your target before you?
So what happens is the rebound will trigger.
Yeah.
I believe I'll be able to respond
By activating Nexus.
before the, because like the rebound. I think when the rebound resolves is when I put the spell back on the stack.
Okay, that's what I think too. Yeah.
I believe that's how it works.
All right. Well, I'm gonna Mana Leak your Distortion Strike.
right, so I'll attack.
Alright, well, he probably has a mutagenic growth, but I'm going to block anyway and force him to use it. Alright, so you're down to 9.
Yep.
Rest is dead.
Your turn. This game feels like it plays out 100% different if I'm on the play instead of on the draw with the way these cards are interacting.
Oh, yeah.
7.
Go.
I'll animate.
Sure.
I'll attack.
Okay.
Just take 1.
Alright, go to 6.
Let's
Sure.
go.
Yep.
Go.
I'll Revelation for 1. 18.
Yep.
Draw for turn. God, those are some good draws. Those are some excellent draws.
Besides that, Rev, every card you've drawn since I looked at your hand has been good.
Yeah. This other one is of questionable quality, but maybe good. I don't know. I think I just pass here so I can block his Glistener Elf. So that's what I'll do. I'm guessing he has another land in his hand that he's just choosing to not play. But he has, I would guess 1 land and maybe 2 spells. Maybe 2 lands, 1 spell, I'm not sure.
You have 3 cards.
Yes. That's pretty good.
Play a Pendelhaven.
Sure.
I'm going to pump this guy. And I'm doing this before I activate my Nexus because I don't want him to have 2 targets for Electrolyze if he has one.
Well, I do have one, so. So I think here I just Electrolyze to force a protection spell out of his hand. So 1 to this, 1 to you. And I definitely want to do 1 to him, because then even if he does have a protection spell, I still get to draw a card off of it by 2 targets.
You have 2 cards.
2 cards.
I'll pump him.
Alright, draw a card.
So does that fizzle this ability then, since it's not a 1/1 creature?
I believe it does, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, their interaction is much different than I thought it was going to be. Because now your Snapcaster Mage kills my Glistener Elf.
Correct.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Incorrect. And you're at 6. You take 1
Yeah,
from the
I'm at
Electrolyze,
6.
yeah.
We'll animate this guy.
Yep.
I think I played the interaction all wrong. Oh well. Maybe I just wait for an Electrolyze, who knows? I'll attack with Inkmoth Nexus.
Sure.
Your turn. Four.
Go.
So I'm guessing he has another Snapcaster Mage.
Probably should have just tech edged his Nexus at the beginning of his turn. That might have been a big mistake not to. Or just on my turn even.
So another snap means he could do that. You have 3?
Yes.
I'll cast Fido Burst targeting this guy.
I will spell scenario Fido Burst.
Jeez. Wow.
Had it. That was the card of questionable value that I was talking about. That I had drawn.
I'll animate this guy.
Sure.
Or do I? No, that's actually pretty dumb. This card is real bad, by the way. And I don't even know what's correct here. Yeah, I'll animate.
Okay.
I'll attack with just the Moth Nexus. I think that's right. I don't even know. If that's the case, then I just shouldn't animate, and I should Pendelhaven this guy. Yeah, I'll attack.
No blocks.
I'll try and bump.
Okay. Go to 9.
Yep, go ahead.
Will Tectonic Edge or Equal Nexus?
Yep. Am I dead?
I'll attack you.
2
Bolts.
Yeah, it's just dead. Like I just couldn't play around any burn spell, so.
Yeah. Alright, we are back for game number 2.
And I get to be on the play this game, which is a good thing.
Pretty lucky.
Definitely is. And this hand's pretty interesting. So, but I am going to keep it.
Yeah, so this hand's like, since knowing what he's playing, this hand's like not really that great, but I would never mulligan a hand like this in any kind of a real tournament, so I'll keep.
Go.
Alright, well, we know he's on the old Nexus plan. Go.
Animate and attack.
I take 2.
That's just 1.
I take 1. That's right.
Go ahead.
That Pendelhaven threw me off. Draw. Well, I don't think that we're dead. I'm going to hope that we're not dead. I know he is capable of killing us extraordinarily fast, but I'm going to play a Wall of Omens. Draw a card. You're up.
Okay. Alright, so we can't kill him.
Perfect. It is a little unlikely for him to kill us here, but it is theoretically possible.
Yeah. However, we do have a very good card that we can resolve now, so.
Is it Wild Defiance?
It is Wild Defiance.
Oh, it's not going to be good for me.
So we're going to shock to 18 and just resolve Wild Defiance.
Okay.
And then I'll pass.
I will pass back.
Okay, so now that we have this Wild Defiance, the only way that this Nexus is going to be dying is from Path to Exile, which his deck does have 4 of, so we have to be wary of that. So I think that I don't think we want to expose ourselves to Path to Exile yet. So I'm going to fetch.
Okay, you're at 17.
So 17. I think I'm just going to get a basic forest here. Which might end up proving being wrong in the long run, but I don't think that it will. And we'll cast a Viridian Corruptor.
So we have a Wall of Omens that could block his Viridian Corruptor, so I think that's fine with us.
Alright, I'll pass the turn.
We're just going to electrolyze him and end a turn to try draw a card.
15.
Try to, and then we'll draw for turn. Alright, wasn't the worst. Pass back.
Okay. Alright, so you have how many cards? 7?
Yep.
Okay.
The old full grip.
So we will play our land.
Okay.
Destruction strike target. Trigger.
I'm pretty sure we have to counter that or we're just dead. So, I'll mana leak.
You have 6.
Yep.
I'll pay the 3. Alright, it is countered. I'll attack you for 5.
I'll block.
Yep. I'll pass the turn.
Cards 2 or 3?
3 cards.
Okay. Draw. Play Scalding Tarn. I'm trying to think of how we want to play this. I think we just pass. Yeah, I think we just pass here. I'll say go.
Okay. So that's a pretty good one. Now I'll activate.
Okay.
Combat.
Yep. Alright. So I think we just let him be the first person to act here. So I'll just say, okay.
I will pump here.
Okay.
I'll fetch.
Okay.
I will groundswell here. Trigger.
Yep. Where are we at in combat right now? Are we pre or post blocks?
I imagine we were post blocks. I wouldn't do any of this unless we were post blocks.
Okay, yeah.
So
He has one open, so it's probably something like Vines of the Vestwood. But we can, since we have 5 mana, we can, let's see. Snapcaster Mage.
Okay.
Mana Leak. I'll Mana Leak your Groundswell.
So 5, 6, 7 currently.
Yep.
I'll try and Groundswell this one.
Alright, yeah.
Sure.
I don't have a
You
path.
don't have a path? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just worried about path the whole time. But
Yeah, I mean, I thought you would, yeah, I mean. I was a little surprised that you went for it, but did you have Vines as well?
I do not have Vines, but
Okay.
I had another Corruptor in hand, so.
Okay. Alright, we are here for sideboarding. I'm going to be sideboarding out 3 Remands, a Kiki and a Poison counter. And I'm going to be bringing in 2 Wraths of Dispel and a Threads of Disloyalty. Kiki is like just pretty slow in this matchup. Usually when I win, I just run him out of guys, and it doesn't really matter how I win past that point. It is nice to have the combo aspect still available, but I don't want 3 Kiki to do it. Like that last game, for example, I had 2 in my hand, and while I almost was able to combo him out, I needed like an extra turn basically. It just wasn't good enough. I don't want too many 5s in my hand. And then Remand I don't think is very good because A, if he has like a Wild Defiance in play, it's actually just a liability, and B, his spells all cost like 1.
Yeah, it's just
So
not very good.
He just recasts anything I remand. Like it can occasionally, like in game 1 for example, would have been pretty good where he was staying on 3 lands to play around Tectonic Edge, but that's just really not the norm. I don't think in general Remand's very good. And then these are really the only 4 sideboard cards I have that just do anything at all in this matchup. I can like steal one of his early guys. Dispel seems to be insane. If I wish I had more Dispels, the card seems excellent against his deck, especially with Snapcaster Mage, and then 2 Wrath of Gods, which actually aren't even that good against him, but it is a 4 mana 1-for-1 removal spell, which is sometimes good. Games where he does not have an Inkmoth Nexus, Wrath of God's amazing.
Yeah. So I am bringing in 2 more Wild Defiance. We saw that game how good it was. It's just able to blank half of his removal spells, putting him just on Path to Exile. Which we have 3 Dispels is a good way to counter Path to Exile. And then a Spellskite is just another way to interact with all of his removal spells. It's pretty bad if he happens to Threads of Disloyalty my Spellskite, but that's the risk we are willing to take. I'm cutting the Viridian Corruptors as they're just very, very slow against him, and we don't have any targets for it. The Phyto Burst is, again, I don't really want to be casting my pump spells like main phase, and the Birds of Paradise is just another target for Electrolyze, and it dies to Wrath of God, so I think I'd much rather have these over these.
Yeah, seems fun to me. Alright, we are back for game number 3, and wow, this hand is not that great. I'm going to keep it anyway, though.
I've seen better for sure, but I'm also going to keep mine.
Alright, Colonnade, go.
I'll take 2.
You're at 18.
We'll play Glistener Elf and pass.
Alright. Well, as my mother always taught me, shock yourself and bold the Glistener Elf. And you're up. She was a wise woman.
That she was. Your turn.
Inkmoth Nexus, you say?
Yep.
Alright, second Colonnade, go.
Let's see here. So you have 5 cards?
Yep. Yep.
And I probably should have attacked with this Nexus first. But I am actually just going to attack with it.
I'll take one.
Your turn.
Go.
I'll animate.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to combat.
Sure. So I don't think, again, I don't want to be the first to do any actions here, so I'm just gonna, or I mean, it's his priority first, but.
Yeah. I'll fetch.
Okay.
17.
Yep.
I'm gonna groundswell on my listener elf.
So he like 100% has a Dispel or a Vines of the Vastwood here. That resolves.
Alright, I'm fine for damage.
Okay, so I take 6.
Yep.
I need 7 poison.
I'll pass.
I will Revelation for 1.
Alright.
That puts me to 19. And I'll draw for turn. Cast a Wall of Omens.
Okay.
Draw a card. They narrowed me, so go ahead. Yep.
I'll animate.
Sure.
Combat.
Sure. Block.
Okay, before damage. I will groundswell my Nexus.
And that's game.
Oh, you just have no interaction for it? I thought I was gonna get to use my Pact Negation.
I kept Lightning Bolt, Sphinx's Revelation, Kiki, and 4 lands, and then drew a land every draw step. So.
Ouch.
Yeah. Alright, we are back for game 4, and hopefully I will have a little bit more interaction this game. His hand looks a lot better, so I'll keep it.
Me too.
Alright, Colonnade, go.
18. Noble Hierarch. It's not Glistener Elf.
Well, I'm happy about that. Draw. Arid Mace and pass.
Okay.
I'm just gonna mana leak your Blighted Agent. I'll go to 17 in the process. Oops. 16 vents.
And I'll pass the turn.
Alright. Untap, draw. Say go.
All Defiance.
Oh, that's annoying.
So we had this last turn, but we wanted to try and bait the Mana Leak with the Blighted Agent.
I'll go to 16. Actually, I'll just go to 14.
I'm going to try and kill the Noble Hierarch in response.
Yeah. Let's get another Steam Vents. Actually, I should probably get a Sacred Foundry. Kind of wish I had Cryptic Command in my deck, but
The card does seem good. I think Sean touches on why it's not in his deck in the article.
yeah, I mean, like Poison isn't exactly a
Fair.
marquee matchup.
Although, if you do happen to live in Louisiana, you can guarantee you're going to be seeing Tom Ross battling
That's true. Yeah, in response to that, I'm going to electrolyze 1 here and 1 to you. If he wants to use a pump spell to save his Hierarch, I'm fine with that. Draw a card. And the Defiance survives.
Your turn.
And come on, deck. Go ahead. you could go a game without having an Ink Moth Nexus, I'd be a happy panda.
It's a good Magic card. Alright, so you have 5 cards or 4?
I have 5.
5 cards.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to be worried about Resto Kiki here. Trying to think of what the best course of action is going to be to try and push damage through. So we definitely want to play a land. And I don't really think that we need to attack this turn. I think that I can just play Glistener Elf
Okay.
and Blighted Agent.
Cards in hand?
2. Probably should have played the Blighted Agent first. Although either way, I can't play Rand Mana Leak, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh. Trying to think. So you're at 17 right now, is that true?
18. I haven't fetched yet.
I did hit you with
I
Electrolyze.
just,
though.
oh yeah, sorry, 17. 17 to 16.
I'm at 14.
Oh,
I
you
fetched
shocked
Shock
again,
twice,
yeah.
yeah.
Just not paying attention to my life. It's funny how you don't pay attention to your opponent's HP when it just doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I can do a number of things here. I am at 0 poison, which is comforting. You only have you have 2 cards.
Yep.
He only has 2 cards, which is also comforting. He doesn't have infinite pump spells. I think I'm just going to Electrolyze you though, end of turn, just to draw a card and
15.
try to get closer to some sweet old gassy gas.
Don't Wrath of God me, bro.
Draw a card for turn. Wall of Omens. Draw a card.
Okay.
That was a good one. Say go. We did not hit a land, unfortunate, but
Well, that was a very good draw.
that's lucky.
Alright, we're going to animate this Nexus.
Okay.
And I will go to combat.
Sure. Alright, block the one thing I can block.
Let's see here. So we got 1, 2. Alright, we're going to pay 2.
Okay, you're at 13.
And we're going to target the Nexus with the growth and trigger Wall Defiance.
So your attack. So that thing becomes 6 power.
That'll be 3, 4. Yeah, it'll be a 6/6.
You have 2 cards in your hand.
Sorry.
Well, if he has like double vines, we're probably dead, regardless of what we do. Or if I guess, yeah, I'm just gonna have to path exile in response to that.
Well, it sounds like he has Dispel. A bolt doesn't kill the Blight Agent. Like I only have one Vines of Vastwood, so I think the safest play is to Vines the Blighted Agent. If I Vines the Nexus and he doesn't have a Dispel, he's just dead. But if I Vines the Nexus and he does have a Dispel, only dealing 1 poison damage here is real bad. Whereas if I Vines the Blighted Agent, it'll be 4, 7, 8. It'll put him dead to the Nexus or the Blighted Agent with my Pendlehaven next turn, regardless. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to fetch to 12.
I think regardless of what's going on, this guy's getting a poison
Yeah, that
counter.
guy's getting a poison counter.
Getting a -1/-1 counter.
And we're going to kick Vines of Vastwood here, triggering this.
Yeah, I mean, I'll dispel it.
Sure. So this guy gets pathed.
Yep, I take 4.
And I get a Forest. No, this is 4, 7, 8. This is
I dispelled it.
Oh yeah, 4, sorry, true. This is tapped. Yeah, that's all. I guess I didn't think that 100% through, even though I still think that's the correct play.
I mean, I actually think the correct place is to try to kill me, but...
Really?
I mean, I have 1 dispel in my entire 75.
Yeah. It's your turn. Yeah, I think it was right to just try and kill you.
Go.
Man, you got a Resto Angel. Okay. I think I still want to attack with this Glistener Elf. Actually, there's no reason to attack. I'll attack with Blighted Agent.
No effects.
We'll try and pump it.
Okay.
Fine, just take 2.
6. Yep, I'm in. Doesn't change anything, so.
Go.
Alright, I'll resto my Wall of Omens on a turn.
Yep.
Draw a card.
Red Source and I'm dead.
Draw for turn. You are not dead. Alright, we know he has no protection at this point in time. So I like the idea of just playing a Tectonic Edge and starting by I guess we can wait. So I don't want. I could lose. The only card I could lose to here is basically Distortion Strike. So I might as well play around it to the best of my abilities. So I'm going to start by passing the turn. In your upkeep, I'm going to path to exile your Blighted Agent. That way, the land he gets comes into play tap. Not that it's terribly relevant, but it could be. So.
I only have 2 basics in my deck.
Okay. Well, that works out pretty well for us then. Good.
Okay, so man, another path. So I don't think there's anything that I can really do to bluff anything here. Like he'll just block my Nexus with his Angel and use the Tech Edge if I have a pump spell. So I'll just play a Noble Hierarch.
Yep.
So I can make this guy a 2/3 and then a 3/4. So I'll pump here.
Okay.
And then I'll attack and trigger.
I'll block the wall once.
Yep. Go.
When will you?
9.
Draw. I'm gonna go ahead and main phase Tectonic Edge his Inkmoth Nexus so that we can't possibly lose to it, basically. Play a Colonnade, attack for 3.
6.
And I'll say go. It's usually, against decks like this, it's good to use your removal when they can't interact with it, rather than wait until like they're attacking you, because then you just get blown out when they do have the interaction.
Alright, well, I'll pump
Sure.
and attack you.
Block the wall ones.
Yep. Your turn.
What could he have here? I think he's just... I don't think he can have anything, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure that this play just kills him. Snapcaster Mage, Bullet you.
And I could have a Dispel, but I don't, so...
Yeah, but then I can...
dead.
If you do have a Dispel, I can attack with Colonnade as well as Angel.
Oh, fair, yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm dead regardless.
Yeah, I think so. That's why, yeah.
Alright, ready for the last game, and I get to be on the play.
Lucky.
Right where I want to be. And this hand, it's not fancy, but I'll keep it.
This hand's also not particularly fancy. I'll also keep it. Yep.
Glistener Elf, go.
Go.
Alright, well, I'm going to start off with a fetch. Get a breeding pool down to 17. I'm going to go to 15 and probe you.
Could have led with Scalding Tarn to path his Glistener Elf, but ramping him in that scenario actually just isn't very good for me. So, if it was a bolt, I would 100% have Mountain bolted, but I think path is just wrong to use path that early like that.
Okay, so we'll draw off the probe. One.
Ooh, singleton. White Agent.
White
Yep.
Agent and pass.
Yep. Draw for turn. Let's see how many cards in your hand.
4.
4. Play that Scalding Tarn. And I think I just chip here.
Upkeep.
Proceed. If I was going to use the path there, I would have done it main phase. I would not have waited till upkeep so he can like kick fines or something to protect his guy. Just seems mediocre. No effects.
Okay.
All right, so I take go to 3 poison.
Yep. I'll pass the turn.
All right, so he's passing the turn. Based on the way he played, I'm led to believe that he doesn't have both a pump spell and a protective spell, or he probably would have just tried to hit me for a huge chunk and like countered my path, since he knows what I have. So he might have either a protection spell or a pump spell, but probably not both. So I kind of want to path this guy here, but by doing so, I also make my mana leak much worse. It's kind of a tough one. I think I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna fetch though. Getting, I think just a steam vents. Untap, draw. And I'll pass again.
I'll fetch.
So that puts you to 14?
Yeah.
Well, I have 4 bolts and a snap, so.
I hope not, because that would be bad.
That would actually be cheating. I think you know enough of my hand to know that's not possible.
I mean, you did shuffle your deck.
It's true. I slipped a few back in. Yeah.
Drop.
Yep.
Combat.
Sure.
Just 2.
All right. Take it again.
I'm going to pay 2 and probe you.
So I think new cards are Scalding Tarn, Electrolyze.
Yeah, Tarn and Lies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Taxing Probe's pretty good in that deck.
Yeah, probe is just very good in this deck.
Just in general.
I'll pass the turn.
All right, I'm gonna Vendilion Click you in a turn. I wanna see what the coast is looking like. Or I'll cast Vendilion Click.
It resolves.
I'll choose you, yeah. All right, so he has. Wow, that's a lot of interaction there. So finds a strike. Finds a strike, a defiance. 2 dispel. All right. So he has Distortion Strike with multiple ways to protect it. I think that is probably the way we lose this game. So I'm going to. We can counter his Wild Defiance with Mana Leak. And he needs to draw another land to be able to not have that happen. And even that scenario where he like defiances and dispels to protect it is like one that I'm okay with. So I'm gonna say pitch the Distortion Strike. I think we can. I can see a way we lose that card.
Okay. And I'll draw for the strike.
Yep.
For the click.
And life total is you 12, me 19.
Yes.
All right, and then my go.
Yep.
Whew. God, that was a good one. 2 dispels, a Wild Defiance, and a Vines of Vastwood that I know about. Trying to think. I don't think there's anything he has that can interact with this card.
Just Wrath of God?
Yeah.
God.
Alright, well, hopefully I'm not dead.
9.
Fetch Shock. So, down to 16. I'm going to get Sacred Foundry and cast Wrath of God.
Jeez.
So, part of me doesn't want to do that because we actually have him on a pretty decent clock here, but with double the spell and so forth, I don't think I want to mess around too much. And if he doesn't draw another creature, our Celestial Colonnade could go the distance. Go for speed. CVM's life total is all alone. Go. In time of need.
Well, I needed that to be a land.
Defiance.
Go ahead.
Draw for turn. Colonnade, go. That actually seems wrong to me in retrospect, but oh well. Dryad Arbor. Noble Hierarch. Yep.
Go.
Interesting. Might just lose to the old damage plan here.
Hit 16? Alright. We got a plan.
So I know you have, how many cards in your hand? 4?
Yep, 4 cards.
I know 3 of them. Sure. Draw. I'm going to assume that he can't deal 16 to me in a turn. That might just be... So that's 2. So he has to get 14. He has Vines, which is another 7. That's 9. And just 2 more pump spells. Maybe I can possibly die too. I guess it's theoretically possible for me to die too. I'm just going to say go. I'll play it safe. Might have been right to attack there with Colonnade, but it is still a 3-turn clock, so I don't want to just die to damage out of nowhere.
Alright, so we don't have a whole lot of options here.
Perfect.
Just not drawing creatures. Alright, so I'm gonna go to combat.
Sure.
I'll attack and trigger Exalted.
Just to confirm, Distortion Strike is a sorcery, right?
That is correct.
Alright, I'll activate Celestial Colonnade.
Okay.
I'll block. If he has like a second pump, if he has like pump spells here or whatever, like that's fine with me. I have a second Colonnade. Really just trying to rid his hand of gas.
All vines.
Okay.
Triggering those.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Yeah, so he's a 5. Right, second main. Okay, spell Sky.
Sure.
Your turn.
I know his hand has 2 dispels right now. And one unknown. 2 dispels and 1 unknown. Draw. Electrolyze you for 2.
You have how many cards?
5.
I'll dispel.
So I know he has 1 more dispel in his hand. If he has 2 4-point pump spells, we're dead. But I think the likelihoods of that is kind of low. So I'm going to... I want this Electrolyze to resolve because that makes a lot of our cards better, and we get to draw a card. So I'm going to go ahead and mana leak this. So I don't think we're getting that much value out of it beyond that point. Alright, so you go to 7, I draw a card.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. So I Scalding Tarn and say go. I'm just gonna hope I'm not dead.
Alright, so that. Here.
Yep.
I'll attack and
Exalted.
trigger.
So 3.
Yep.
Alright, I get 13.
Go.
I'll fetch. Stuck on 1 Hallowed Fountain.
No idea.
Or, let's see. Oh, I got it. It's in my hand. Alright, I'll fetch Steam Vents. Alright, so Dispel and an Unknown. Draw for turn. Oh, that's actually a pretty good one. I'll play Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, I guess she gets wrapping up.
Yeah, I'll Flashback Wrath. And play Hallowed Fountain and say go.
Go.
Animate Colonnade 4.
3.
Lightning Bolt you.
I'll dispel.
Dispel your spell.
Sure. Yeah, like you were dead if you attacked with the Colonnade that turn.
Okay.
I had you for exactly 16.
All right, we are back for the conclusion of our Modern Madness. Yep.
That about describes it.
Yeah. Wild Defiance in play. Not exactly standard fare in Modern, but it was actually really good against me.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on the Poison deck?
I thought it was very good. I think that I probably played it incorrectly, and hopefully Tom actually watches this and can give some feedback in the comments on things that I could have or should have done differently. Towards the end of the game there, I realized that Spellsky probably wasn't very good, and I should have just had a Viridian Corruptor still in the deck just as another poison guy. I think that's probably why he has him in the deck, is you just need a critical mass of creatures that deal poison damage.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that in his article, actually. Like, sometimes they get people, but in general, you just need another poison guy. And as for the blue-red deck, it was a lot of fun, and I played a deck very similar to this for almost the entirety of last Modern PTQ season. Before I eventually switched over to playing Pod, because it's just kind of more of my play style. But I actually really enjoyed this deck a lot. When I played in the PTQ season, it was Snapcaster Mage was my only creature, and I had like 3 revs and things like that. And that deck was a blast to play, and actually was very good. But I think I like this deck a little bit more. More proactive, and I like having the combo kill.
Yeah, it makes your opponent play the game a little bit differently. Like, it forces them to try and do things prematurely, which can be bad sometimes if you don't have it and they just kill you. But you know, the times that you do have it, like, you're just actually going to win the game because your opponent is pulling the trigger early because they're afraid that you're going to kill them.
Yeah, I'm unsure if 3 Kiki Jikis is the right number. It does feel a little high. Like
From his article, he does board some out like against almost everybody. So,
yeah,
so maybe it's fine to only play 2. I don't
know.
I
was thinking maybe 2's right. I'm not sure. I haven't played enough of this deck to really know, but I do like basically everything this deck's doing, especially for Path to Exile. A lot of blue-white-red lists are like mono bolts and lightning helixes and electrolyzes, and I just feel like Path is just so good right now.
Yeah, Path is just real good.
Yeah, I like having access to 4 Paths, especially if you don't have a Wrath in your main deck. So yeah, Path is pretty sweet. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and enjoyed these 2 decks. Next week, or I should say next time we do Modern, I'm not sure exactly when that will be, hopefully soon. We will be back with 2 different decks, and I'll probably play Pod in that one. I know people were pretty polarized on whether or not they wanted to see it, which is why I opted out of doing it this time. But at the same time, it is one of the most popular Modern decks, and it's a very good deck, and it leads to a lot of interesting lines. So I feel like there's probably enough people who do want to see it that I'll probably do it eventually.
Yeah, not sure what I'll play because I'm actually playing Pod as well in Modern. So I'll probably play something else, maybe some other Pod deck, Kiki Pod, who knows?
Just Pod on Pod.
Yeah, just mono Pod action.
What about Rug Twin Pod?
That deck seems real bad.
It is, yeah.
I mean, Kiki Pod doesn't seem very good either. Like, the mana just seems atrocious to me.
Power level of the deck's awesome, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually interested to hear if anybody happens to play this poison deck in any of your upcoming PTQs and you win. I'm definitely interested to hear about it. So please feel free to let us know in the comments if you happen to play the poison deck and do well. I'm excited to see people do well with new and different decks. Like formats that don't rotate tend to get stale after a while, and I like seeing decks that are just a little unique but still able to do well. So like Tom is always playing Infect and Legacy and doing well with it, and Modern doing well with it. To imagine he's not the only one that can do well with the deck, so if anybody else does, I'm interested to hear about it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I mean, I actually think the deck seems good right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if a couple people are just dominating their Modern events with it.
Oh yeah. So this weekend we will be in beautiful Columbus, Ohio at the Origins Game Fair for the Open Series featuring the Invitational.
Yeah, we'll be in Columbus, Ohio. I don't know about the other part.
Oh, it is beautiful, believe me. It's not quite as majestic as Cleveland, but not much is.
Yeah.
So feel free to stop by and say hello. We'll be there, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, battling our little hearts out for Magic. And yeah, I think that's about a wrap. We played some Modern. Everybody wanted to see it, and who knows when we'll play it again.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it, so I want to do it again. But
yeah, make sure you let us know if you enjoy it in the comments. Your guys' feedback really goes a long ways towards convincing people that are above us to allow us to actually continue to play Modern. So
yeah, exactly.
Definitely appreciate you stopping by and hanging out for the week, and we'll see you guys next week.